The Italian national team is kind of down bad right now, and it's not just because their team is not as strong as they used to be. It's surely not because they got body bagged 7-1 against Norway across 2 legs. It's also because Gattuso, their manager, went to the press and delivered what can only be described as a pretty pathetic sob story for why Italy might not qualify for the next World Cup. He said, quote, "It's not fair that in South America, 6 teams qualify and the 7th plays a playoff, while here in Europe, the groups are so tight." Now, it's important to note that this was recorded after Italy's massive upset win 2-0 against Moldova, but before they went on to get smacked 4-1 against Norway at home. And just so people are aware, the super tight group that Gattuso is referring to is Norway, Italy, Israel, Estonia, and Moldova. I know, pretty tough, huh? And 2 of those teams are FIFA ranked in the triple digits, y'all. This is so pathetic from Gattuso. And it's pathetic for many Italians and any other Europeans who have this same mentality. Jokes aside, if you were Italy in this process, you basically had to take 4 points against Norway, and you were in. That's all you had to do. Of the 8 games total in this process, 4 of them were absolute cupcake Mickey effing Mouse fixtures. And if you can't take 6 points against Israel, which Italy barely did by the skin of their teeth, you aren't very good, and you probably don't deserve to go to the World Cup. I hate to break it to my Italian viewers, you guys aren't very good, and that's nobody's fault but your own. Don't go to the press and start crying about South America and Africa. They just have it so easy. Over here in Europe, I got to go away to Estonia. I mean, how am I supposed to get a result in that game? This is the same freaking Italy that didn't qualify last time, was barely a knockout team at the last Euro, got slapped by Switzerland in round 16, and now you're going through to the playoff. It's time to face facts. You guys are pretty mid. You're not a terrible team, and that's why you finished second, and that's why you're going through to the playoff, but you are certainly not an elite national team, and you do not have a God-given right to be at the World Cup. And this is why I hate every single time this narrative comes up from Europeans, because it's such a snobbish an entitled viewpoint that we're Europe and we deserve to be at the World Cup because, I don't know, the Roman Empire used to exist. I mean, it's pathetic. Yet despite being mid, despite you not winning your World Cup qualifying group, which was not the biggest ask of all time, you still might qualify for the World Cup because Europe has 16 freaking spots. You got more than twice as much as South America, and you're still whining. In Europe, you got teams like Sweden and Northern Ireland still alive because they won their Nations League Tier 3 group. Sweden haven't won a game in World Cup qualifying, and they are not eliminated. That sounds pretty Mickey Mouse to me. Some of these teams that are hot ass are still alive. The strongest federation in the world literally has a social welfare safety net built into their qualifying process to ensure, to make it as difficult as possible for the big boys, the best teams, to not get eliminated. Gattuso's the latest spokesperson for this European entitlement movement, but he's not the only one that feels this way. And this narrative pops up every single World Cup qualifying cycle. I honestly believe for these people, what they would like to see is the Euro. They just want to see the European Championship with like 6 invitees. In their head, that is actually what the World Cup should be. Let's get, 1 team from CONCACAF, 1 team from Asia, 2 from Africa, 2 from South America. Let's call it a day. Africa was probably the worst example because historically in Africa, a little history lesson for my Italians watching, you could have won your World Cup qualifying group, the thing that Italy's failed to do now for 2 processes in a row, and you still didn't directly qualify for the World Cup. You just had a slightly easier opponent in a home and away fixture to send the winner to the World Cup. Now Africa has 9 spots. It's still pretty intense. We just saw Nigeria get eliminated. Cameroon got eliminated. Ghana aren't going. Those are 3 African giants, and that's with the expanded World Cup. And this stupid belief that European teams would just run through African qualifying or run through South American qualifying is so exhausting. I would love to see the Italian national team have to travel to Maturin to take on Venezuela. I promise you they're losing the game. What do you think somebody like Israel or somebody like Luxembourg, North Macedonia, what are they going to do away in Buenos Aires? What are they going to do away in Barranquilla? They'll be the first to turn their noses up at Bolivia, but they would never ever pick up 3 points there. Some parting advice for Italy: just be better at football. Because if you were, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's the video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the like button. If you want to see future videos about international football, make sure you are subscribed. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.